Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to be talking about consistency in your business. But first, for those of you that don't know me yet, my name is Nicole. I'm a business coach and strategist for introverts, specifically working with online entrepreneurs. Those of you that want to have a laptop lifestyle, who want to be able to travel and see the world and really have that independence and freedom in your life. Those are my people. Those are who I vibe with and I just love to work with, especially introverts, because those are my people. I'm an introvert as well. So welcome to all of the introverts in here. Extroverts, content is still going to be great for you as well. So be sure to stick around. So like I said, today we are going to be talking all about consistency in your business. So starting a business can be really hard work. You know this. I mean, whether you've started one, you've tried to start one, you've failed, whatever it is, you have done this before. If you are here, you are looking to stay consistent in your business. You aren't looking to probably just start a business. You're looking on consistency methods, how to make this work. And this can be especially hard for those of us that are introverts because we have such a limited energy source. I like to call it our introvert meter. You'll hear me talk about that throughout different videos. Our introvert meter, I kind of look at it as like a thermometer almost, and it just goes down and down and down as we use up that energy each day. And we need to make sure that we're scheduling that time in to recharge the introvert meter and fill it back up. But it can be hard work to start a business. You know, when I first started my business, I was working a full-time job, running a nonprofit, volunteering with other organizations, and other things going on in my life. I know we've got people on here that are moms or, that are doing insanely busy things all the time, and trying to figure out time and consistency with a business just seems like a whole extra level that you're not quite sure you want to get on. So by the end of the day, when I was done with all the other things and I tried to go ahead and work on my business, guess what happened? I was wiped out and I got nothing done. That's why consistency is so important, because when you're getting nothing done, guess where your business is going? Absolutely nowhere. And that stinks, because you're creating this business so that you can have some freedom of money or time or whatever it is. That is what you are working towards. We really need to make sure we are being consistent in our business each and every day. So first thing I want you to do is to take a moment to look at how far you have come in your business already. Even if you started 2 months ago, like you took that first step to start. That is huge. That is so huge, taking that first step. Or, maybe you are making $100 more a month than you were 3 months ago. That's still something. No matter how big or small, take that moment to recognize how far you have come and the difference you have made in your business already. Because if we just go ahead and skip forward all of that and don't recognize those achievements, big or small, it's much harder to stay consistent in your business. Number 2 with this is going to be to stop overloading your plate. This is especially huge for introverts. Oh my gosh, I talked about the introvert meter. If you're overloading your plate, your introvert meter is going to be empty. So I get it. You want your business to happen and you want it to happen right now. You're sick of the situation you're in. You're sick of feeling like you can't afford this. You can't give your kids that. You can't go anywhere. I know I feel that sometimes too, but you aren't going to get there faster by overdoing it. What's most likely going to happen is you're going to burn out from overdoing it. Then for a while, you're going to do absolutely nothing. And then when you come back, it's going to be like starting over. And I am 110% speaking from experience with this one. I did it over and over and over again at the beginning of my business in 2015, 16, somewhere around there. Both of them probably, that I kept doing that. I'd be like, oh my gosh, get all the things done now, get them all done, and then just like disappear off the face of the earth for, a few weeks, a couple months, and come back. And I expected those people that were really starting to like me and trust me and be interested in the content that I was providing to show up again, and they weren't interested because they couldn't trust me. They didn't know if I was just going to disappear off the face of the planet again. So make sure you are not overloading your plate. It's time to start saying no. It's time to start delegating or getting rid of things. I mean, you do not have to be a yes person all of the time. I know it's super hard, and if you have struggles with saying no, be sure to go check out my blog on NicoleCrankstead.com. I have an entire post all about the power of learning to say no, and it is incredible. But next step for creating consistency in your business is to try to work during what I call your magic hours, or those hours when you're feeling the most creative and productive. This is going to help you stay on track in more ways than one. So my magic time is normally between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. During that time, I feel really energized. I don't need to have caffeine to get my brain moving, and I just feel inspired by things around me. Like, it's just easy. Things are just easy during that time. Well, for me, that's not a very convenient time normally to be doing things, because it's in the middle of lunchtime. When I was working a full-time job, I was clearly at work during those hours. So it can be a little bit of a struggle, but taking advantage of those times, and just even if they're smaller pockets of window, if it's 30 minutes here and there, you're like, you know what, 9 p.m., I'm really energized. Like, take advantage of that and work during those hours. But it really does take a while to figure out when those magic hours are, and there's nothing wrong with that. It took me a while to figure out what really worked for me, but I always find that those hours I am the most creative, I have the most focus and direction in my business, and I'm always more productive. I can sit down and pump out a Facebook post, live video, email to my list, whatever it may be. Just figure out what those magic hours are for you. They might not be in a 4-hour block at one time. Like I said, they could be at 4 in the morning. I don't care when they are. Figure them out for you and utilize them to your best of your abilities and as your schedule allows. Next, for creating consistency in your business is creating systems to help you accomplish tasks without thinking about them as much. So some examples of systems you can create are newsletters, keeping the template the same, knowing what day they go out, what image to use, even brainstorming the entire process of how you go about picking the topic, doing the brain dump. Every single step of the process, if you have it outlined, it's so much easier for you to just go ahead and do it. Because then when you're like, oh God, I got to go write a newsletter for my list now, you can be like, okay, these are the steps I need to do it. And you don't have to think about it. You don't have to be like, gosh, what am I missing right now? What part of this am I missing? You would have that all written down and broken down. You can, of course, change it at any time. That is the beauty of the system that you are creating. But having that there makes things so much easier. Scheduling social media posts is another one. Using something like Buffer or Meet Edgar or Hootsuite, whatever it is you want to use. So it's just a copy and paste to get them set up. Now, of course, Facebook has their own scheduling system, which I do recommend using for Facebook alone, just because they tend to like their own content that's scheduled organically with them than through a third-party provider. At least through my own testing, I have noticed that. So basically, with this step for creating consistency in your business, you just want to create a step-by-step guide of how you are doing something so it doesn't have to have any guesswork. Take that stress out of your mind, take that thought process out of your mind. As women, we are always thinking about 1,000 things. This is one less thing to think of. This is one less process to try to have to remember. Just write it all out step by step. Maybe you're explaining it to someone that's brand new, a child, whatever it may be. Just making it super easy to just go step by step through the process. And last but not least, for creating consistency in your business, and I say last but not least because it can be the hardest, is keep showing up day after day, even when things aren't happening the way you want them to. It can be so hard to show up when you're not making the sales, when you're not seeing those numbers, when things are not happening at the pace or the increase that you would like them to be at. I get it. I get it. Boy, do I get it. I gave you that example earlier of how I'd fall off the wagon. Talk about stagnant numbers at that time in my business. I mean, it was unbelievable. But once I started showing up day after day, even when those things weren't happening, things happened. I just had to give it time, you guys. This isn't an overnight process. No one's becoming an overnight success here when building a business. The traction will come, the clients will come, the money will come, but it all takes time. You need to not be discouraged by the fact that, hey, this is going to take a while to take care of. This is going to take a while to see an increase. You need to be able to find a way to motivate yourself during that. And that's why we go back to that first step of celebrating both the big and the small wins there. So thank you so much for checking out today's video. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel so you can see more great content and training like this. And if you want even more than just the weekly video you see here, be sure to join my Facebook group, The Badass Business Introvert. I will link it in the show notes below, and I look forward to seeing you again here soon. Have a great day.